Shalom, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well, and peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there that's enduring in this truth. I wanted to bring out this quick video. I came across this article. It's from a website. The website is called Watching Blog. It's basically a website where you can keep up with the world currency. People who invest, they like to watch this to see how their investment's going. But also, it gives you information from time to time about the economy, how the economy is going, how different currency is going. So basically, it's a pretty cool website from what I've seen so far. But this particular article kind of caught my eye, and it's got some information. So I want to do a quick video on it. It says, why are thousands of millionaires suddenly packing up and moving away from the big cities? And I'm just going to read the intro of this website, and then I want to click on a video that they attached from RT News on this website, on this article from the website. I'm going to put a link in the description, Lord willing, so you brothers can read the article yourself, because I'm not going to read the whole article. But it's the intro says the elite are fleeing major cities around the globe at a staggering rate. In fact, the Chicago Tribune is reporting that approximately 3,000 millionaires left the city of Chicago alone during 2015. The same study discussed in the Chicago Tribune articles found that 7,000 millionaires left Paris, France last year. So why is this happening? Why are thousands of millionaires suddenly packing up and moving away from the big cities? Could it be possible that they have many and of the same concerns that preppers do about what is coming? For quite a while, I have been writing about how the elites have been preparing for the coming collapse. But I have had no idea that literally thousands of them are packing up and permanently leaving our major cities. As mentioned above, the Chicago Tribune reported about 3,000 of them left the city of Chicago alone during the previous calendar year. Millions are leaving Chicago more than any other city in the United States on the net basis, according to the new report. And that's not just happening in Chicago, it's happening in all your major cities, especially what just took place in Houston with the hurricane. So I want to scroll down to this video that they posted and attached to it. This is from RT that they posted on here. I'm going to play some of the video, but then I'm going to bring out some scriptures to go with what's being said in this video.
About the U.S. economy, Lynn Paramore is on the show. Lynn is a senior researcher analyst at the Institute for New Economic Thinking. In a piece for Vice, Lynn profiled a man who is building luxury bomb shelters for paranoid one-percenters. Aaron first asked her to describe what luxury prepping really looks like and what it says about the state of our society. Here's what she had to say.
Well, it's a fascinating thing. I haven't often gone underground, literally, to do a story. But in this case, I've been interested in the prepper phenomenon for a while. You hear about guys hoarding cans of beans in their garage and so on. But I began to hear World Economic Forum meetings in Davos that there were some whisperings in the corridors about very wealthy people buying airstrips in New Zealand and preparing for all kinds of disaster scenarios. So I got interested and started doing research, and I found a guy, Robert Vicino, who is the CEO of a company called Vivos, and he builds these luxurious underground shelters. The one that I visited in Indiana is in a former Cold War communications facility, and it's nuclear blast proof. You go underground, and it feels like you're in a very nice hotel. I mean, there's pillow top mattresses on the bunk beds, and there's a luxury kitchen. There's a studio where you can watch movies on a big screen TV. You know, it's not the kind of hideout that you imagine. And this is for wealthy people who are concerned about various disaster scenarios, but a common theme among them is a fear of civil unrest, a fear of an uprising from the 99%.
Okay, so there's this guy that's building these, well, we know them as DUMBs because they're deep underground military bunkers, but this guy has a private corporation where he's building them luxurious underground facilities for the 1% or the super elite rich, so they can have a refuge for if there was to be a civil unrest or if total anarchy was to break out. So I'm going to filter that with the scriptures. First scripture I want to break out, because these are the things that they're worried about. There's prophecy in the scriptures. This is 2nd Esdras 13 and verse 30. It says, "And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another." That's your race riots. And then when it says one realm against another, that's when Yahweh Shai and the holy angels come into the earth, and then that's coming from one realm, which is the spiritual realm, into the physical realm of our dimension, and they'll be fighting with Esau and the other armies from across the world that's going to get together and fight against Yahweh Shai and his army. The next scripture is 2nd Esdras 9 and 1. It says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest the part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people the people in the world." Now, those uproars are just talking about that civil unrest that the guy was talking about. If it were to happen, where would these people go? The super rich, the 1%, as they labeled it. This is what they're talking about. That uproar of the people is when the dollar collapses and there's total chaos and there's no order, and then martial law has to be established, and they're going to bring forth the chip. But this is what they want to get away from. They want to get away from when all these things happen. The people going to be going around. People going to be going around stealing, looting, and having no pity on their neighbors. Verse 4, "Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning." So I'm gonna click back into the video, play some more of it.
Wow, that's really interesting. And this is kind of just fluff, but what does this run the 1%ers that feel this is so imperative to have? Roughly, cost-wise, what are we looking at?
Oh, you know, there's a range. You have your sort of $35,000 version on up to a facility that this company Vivos has just launched in Germany that'll run you $2 to $3 million for a place, and they have enough fuel and food supplies, so I'm told, to keep things going for about a year, maybe even more. So while all hell is breaking loose on the surface,
Only for a year, though. If it's breaking loose for 18 months, sorry.
Exactly, and
It says, I don't know if you saw it, but it said deep within the mountains. Keep that in mind.
It's a strange thing to me culturally, because inequality is obviously a problem, and this is part of a realization on the part of wealthy people that it's a problem. But
it says this facility is going to have restaurants, it's going to have hospitals, it's going to have power, it's going to have HVAC, means it's going to have heating and air conditioning.
The idea that the solution to that is to hide away in a gold-plated bunker.
So these people want to get away from total pandemonium, total anarchy, total chaos, and Armageddon. They want to get away from all this all this is happening, but they don't want to lose their luxuries. They want to keep their luxuries. It's going to show you pictures. Here's, I pause it right now. It's showing you how these places are going to be looking. These are images of what the 4 and 5 star, because it says right here, Vivo's 4 and 5 star underground bunkers is giving you an idea of what the luxuries it'll have.
While everything else goes to hell, I don't believe that people can survive that way. I think we all need each other, and it's kind of it's a strange.
And it says ultimate comfort and security. Remember that, because we're going to get into the scriptures about that.
Of libertarianism that puts emphasis on the individual and doesn't trust the government to do anything right in the case of a disaster. So I think that's feeding into this, and a little paranoia is feeding into it. I would be much more happy if some of these wealthy people would say, hey, maybe I don't need all these tax breaks. Maybe I want to do something to actually solve the problem of inequality rather than hide away from it.
It's a good point, and also it doesn't make you necessarily hate the guy who's developing this. He saw a void in the marketplace, and he's filling it. And frankly, there's something ingenious about the fact that, okay, if the apocalypse or something close to it has arrived, I would imagine the legal foot on which you could stand to sue someone post-apocalypse or I don't know, the day of reckoning. It's just incredible to me. It seems illogical for otherwise logical people.
Yeah, it's true. And in a way, you could argue that it's a good thing. Well, they're spending their money on something, and it's employing people who are doing the building and, maintaining these facilities. Okay, maybe the wealthy have run out of things to spend their money on. They've got so much of it. So there's that issue too. But it does strike me as there's a lot of fantasy involved. There was a couple that I read about out in California who thought, well, if everyone dies, we could be the new Adam and Eve. And I guess this time Adam and Eve would be wearing Rolex watches, but that kind of hubris. No, please, no. Sounds like a really bad science fiction movie.
Thanks, but no thanks. We're good. It's incredible stuff.
Okay, so that's the end of that. But they basically want to keep their luxury, and they want to have all the amenities that they're used to and accustomed of having, without putting themselves in any type of situation where they're in any danger. So let's see what the scriptures say. I'm gonna read a couple more. This is 2 Esdras 15:1. This goes into what they're hoping to avoid, what they want to stay away from. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men. That's that civil unrest that they're looking to avoid by going into these bunkers. And invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and their courses of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to, for because of the pride of the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because the lack of bread and for the great tribulation. So this is all the things that they're hoping to avoid by purchasing these $35,000 to upwards of $2 million facilities underground, deep into the mountains. This is what they're hoping to get away from. They're hoping to avoid everything that's going on, all this invading of people's houses, all the destroying and taking people's goods and spoiling their goods. They don't want to deal with any of this. And now these deep underground facilities, you best believe they're going to be heavily guarded, heavily secured with security, with high-powered rifles, high-powered weaponry to protect those wealthy people. So let's get to the next scripture. This is Amos 9:2. It says, though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up into heaven, thence will I bring them down. So the Mosiah is telling you, because this is who's gonna get them. All these rich elites, they're not gonna go through all this. They're gonna be in their deep underground military bunkers, or they're going to be up in their space stations, or they're going to be in the underground water cities that they have set up, that they're currently living in. They're going to be hid and tucked away. They're not going to take part in the missiles. They're going to be hid, and they're going to be safe, like the video said. But they didn't take no account to the Most High and the Most High's elect, with Yahweh Shai coming to get them. So it says, though they dig into hell, the deep underground military bunkers, then shall my hand take them. Who is the hand? The hand of, this is in red writing. So this is Yahweh Shai and his elect. That's the hand that's going to take them. Though they climb up into heaven, this will I bring them down. And though they did hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they dig, it's like though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. That serpent is Leviathan. So no matter where these super rich 1% elites try to tuck themselves away and hide and avoid from all the chaos, you'll get away from that civil unrest, that sedition, that uproars of the people, that total hand against their neighbor, race riots, rioting and looting, all that crazy stuff. You'll get away from that, because that's not your lot. Your lot is to be really taken by the Most High's hand, which is Yahweh Shai, his angels, and the elect. The last scripture I want to get to prove this, and I'm gonna close this video down. It's Revelation 6:14. And the heavens departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved of their places, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth in the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb, which is Yahweh Shai. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? They won't be able to stand, like I read before. Matter of fact, I should have brought this scripture out last, but I'm going to read it again. I'm going to read it again. It says, this is back in Amos, because I just read in Revelations. I read in 2nd Esdras 15. I read I read in Amos 9:2, which I'm gonna read again, and then I'm gonna close it. But I just read in Revelations that the rich men, all your elites, your 1%, they're gonna hide into these rocks and these deep underground military bunkers, and all your different your luxurious safety bunkers underneath the earth. Once you hide in those things, you're trying to get away from Yahweh Shai in his army. It says, this is Amos 9:2 again. It says, and though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, which is a mountain, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. Amen, man. We waiting for this day to come, because you devils ain't gonna get away. You're gonna be the first escorted into slavery and bound in foot. So with that, I just want to get this quick little video out. I hope it was edifying to those who had a moment to tune into it. I want to say all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there that's enduring to the end, Lord willing, and sincerity. Shalom.